I got the 88 Camaro iRock Z28 project here. You know, from my previous videos, we painted the engine bay and up under the hood here, candy green. Now we're gonna start working on some of the LS swap components. I think I'm gonna paint the intake and valve covers first. I'm gonna paint those candy green. And I just wanted to show you what the Camaro is looking like, which I haven't done too much to it, but just the videos I've done on the engine bay, the door jambs, and some of the miscellaneous parts. But I'm going to take you on the inside and show you the intake and the valve covers. Got another project for the Camaro. I'm going to paint the valve covers, also this intake. It's the Fast RHS LSXRT 102. I'll be painting this candy green. Also the valve covers candy green. We're going to clean them up. But first we're going to take this apart so we'll be able to get to it and sand everything down real good, because I started seeing right here where somebody else tried to paint it and they didn't prep it good enough and the paint just chipping up like a blue on it and the paint is just fly off of it. Let me see if I can show you. So we're just going to take everything apart, then we'll sand it down, get it ready for paint. Got everything off of the intake, also the valve covers. Now you can see what I was talking about, the paint was chipping, wasn't sanded good enough. I'm going to try to get it all up where it wasn't bonding, so I have a good base for my paint. Let's take these outside and clean them up, because we don't want this oil, because I got oil on my hands just from handling it. So we're going to take it outside and clean it up. See all that gunk and oil? We're just going to be using some Dollar Tree oven cleaner. We're going to shake it up, just spray it on there, let it sit for a few minutes and rinse it off. We're going to do the front side and the back side. We'll probably do it about 2 times. So I turn it over. You can see where it's breaking up the grease, like right there. You can see it. We're going to rinse this first round of oven cleaner off, then we're going to spray some more now, and then that we'll scrub with a maroon Scotch Brite, old maroon Scotch Brite. But we're going to rinse this off first before we start scrubbing all this dirt and grit and oil. Just turn it over. We ain't too concerned about this backside getting it clean. We just don't want all that oil everywhere because it'll contaminate our surface we're trying to paint. Still a little bit. We're gonna spray it again. Now we'll take an old Scotch Brite, just prep the surface, get it scuffed up, ready for primer. Alright, the key to paint sticking to anything is sanding it. If you don't sand it, it ain't gonna stick. And no, you ain't gotta use no special heat resistant paint for these parts here, because I painted my engine parts about it's over a year ago. Matter of fact, I'll take it in and show it to you. This is my Landau here, and you can tell I drive it every day. It need cleaning, but I just really ain't had time. Now I painted all this here over a year ago. It's dirty because I drive it every day, but other than dirt, ain't nothing peeling. Everything still look good. There ain't no special paint, heat resistant paint, engine paint. It's all automotive paint. Just dust and dirty, need cleaning. But other than that, everything's still holding up, as you can tell. We're gonna rinse the rest of this oven clean on off. Move to the next step. And we just got some dish detergent and some hot water. Just gonna clean it on up. We'll be good to go. Take it back on the inside. Alright, got everything back on the inside. It's dried off now. Now I can handle it without getting oil all over my hands and putting it back on the surface after I sand it. You see, got a little chip marks here now. And this intake, I tried to blow some of this paint that was chipping off at the bottom. I know some of it still probably be chipping, but I'm gonna try to get it off as best as I can. I'm gonna take this Scotch Brite, this maroon Scotch Brite, and just start sanding everything again. Make sure my paint has something to bond to, because I don't want my paint to start chipping like this. Finished sanding the intake. I went on and took it apart. Be easy to paint instead of trying to mask that bottom up. Also sanded the rear rail. I'm gonna go ahead and fill my little chips and imperfections before I start shooting the primer. So I ain't got to worry about it. Once I shoot the primer, I can just wet sand the primer. I haven't sanded these yet. I'm just gonna fill my imperfections with some glazing putty. Glazing putty, I used the Pronto, and I also had to take some 180 and knock these jagged edges down. There was some jagged edges going around the edge. It was sticking up. Look like it's one. I've seen it somewhere. That primer will fill up these 180 scratches real good, so 180 ain't gonna hurt. Brought everything back outside and cleaned them up. Also wet sanded this with 320. Just letting it dry off a little bit. Brought everything back on the inside now. I also went on and masked everything up. I just did the tips. Go ahead and paint this part. Masked a little bit on the inside of here. And there. Also masked on the back side where the injectors go. So I won't mess up the seal. Put some foam tape on the top and bottom. Up there. And on the intake, mask the threads with a Q-tip. Well, not mask, I just put a Q-tip in it to keep the paint off the thread. Also on this front side. Now I wipe everything down with some wax and grease remover. Get ready to shoot my primer. finished up with the primer. I got a few reaction cracks where the primer gets to interact with the paint that was already on here. But I believe I can put some glazing putty in it. Once it dry, it should seal it. Hopefully it do. I'm gonna wet sand this and the intake. But I'm also I'm gonna spray this red and black. I'm not sure what's gonna be red and what's gonna be black. But I'm gonna spray it red and black. I could do it a few ways, but I'm gonna spray it first. Then I'm gonna put a clear on it because I'm gonna spray this black, and I'm gonna go ahead and clear this before I shoot the candy green. So I'm gonna put a clear on it and let it sit, harden up. Then I scuff it up. Then I shoot my candy. This the red here. I'm gonna spray the rest of it black. There's the black. I could put an undercoat clear on this, but I'm not in no rush. I'm gonna let it sit overnight. Then I'm gonna come back and sand the whole entire intake. But the reason why I'm gonna put a clear coat on it, so I won't get into the color, the black or the red, once I put the base coat for the candy on there. Because I'm gonna sand it. I'm gonna sand the base coat off of it, so my color be showing. You will understand more once I get started. And here goes the free rail. I'm gonna go ahead and spray the clear on this also. Well, I spray this with clear. Cleared the free rails. It's not getting a good angle of it, but I got them cleared. Also got this here cleared. I'll let it harden up, then I'll sand everything down, get ready to move on to the next step. I had a little minor setback. I stripped all the paint back off this intake because I wasn't liking the way that primer was reacting to the paint that was on here, which I should have stripped it down from the jump, but I didn't. It came back and bit me. So I done spent half of the day trying to get all this paint off, which I finally got it off. Now I can start fresh. I'm not going to show you the steps of me doing it. I'm just going to catch it back on when I catch back up to where I was. Now I go ahead and start wet sanding. I got some 600 in here that I'll be using. Valve cover is ready to be sprayed with the base coat. I just got to wipe it down. But I got to wet sand my intake. I'm back on track with it. I done did the primer and my red and my black. And it's dry. I shot it yesterday. I have no cracks now. No reaction. Which I should have took everything down before I had even started on it. But you know, sometimes us painters, we like to try to get by without doing some stuff. But a lot of times when you paint behind other folks, you really don't know what kind of paint it is, and you stand a chance of the paint reacting, and that's what happened. But we're good to go now. Now I can start wet sanding this here, and I'm gonna use 600. You see it got a little texture, but hopefully it'll fill it in. But if it don't, it ain't gonna be no big thing, because you can see the texture where I shot the black, also the red. But now we're gonna wet sand everything. I'm gonna try to stay off the, the ladder, the raised part, which it don't matter if I do wet sand it, but staying off of it gonna keep, because I'm gonna shoot a primer, not a primer, but a sealer, a white sealer on top of this, just to cover up the red and the black. Then I'm gonna go back and shoot my base coat, and after I do that, I'm going to lightly wet sand the raised part just so the black and the red will show. So I'm not really trying to wet sand this here because the paint ain't going to stick to it. But if I wet sand it, sand somewhere, it ain't going to make no big difference because I still got enough clear in here to sand the color off, the top color. So let me get started on this. I'll cut you back on once I sand everything down. We'll go from there. Finished wet sanding. I tried to knock some of the texture down, but you still can see some of it. I'm going to shoot the seal on it. It should fill up a lot of it. Then I should be good to go as far as the base. So you can see I just sanded around the raised area. Let me mix this seal up and go ahead and spray it for you. Seal applied. It's been a little over an hour. You're supposed to let it sit for an hour before you top coat this sealer. I'm going with a gold metallic base. That's what I'll be shooting next. Coats of the gold metallic. It's been sitting out here for about, I guess, close to an hour. I was trying to let it flash off and so I could be able to touch it because I'm finna wet sand this here. That's why I put that clear on there. So when I do wet sand it, if I get down to the color, I don't sand the color. I have a protective layer. And I'm thinking I'm just going to use some 2000. That should cut that gold right off of it. Got to be real careful because I just want to knock down the raised part. See, this is what I was going for here. I'm not trying to get it all off, I'm just trying to hit it in spots just to give it effect when I put the candle on there. I'm leaving some of the white still on it and the color. Still gotta do these two. Once I put that candle on there, it'll leave a nice little effect. Alright, got that taken care of. Now it's time to lay the candy green on top of all of it. It's a candy amber green. Just 3 coats of the candy green. No clear. I could go one more step with this here, but I done spent enough time on it already, so I'm just gonna leave it as it is. You see the red and the black? All of it look black now, but I could wipe it on off now, but I stand a chance of getting in a good candy, or I could just wait and sand it off. So I'm just gonna leave it like this here. That'll be fine.
never stop.